So as a child-free woman in my 30s, what I've learned is that people will try to promulgate this narrative, this one-dimensional kind of perspective on who they think we are, that we're consistently living this hedonistic lifestyle, that we're constantly partying and living for the day and traveling and just drinking and doing everything just for the prioritization of self, and that we have no inner worth or legacy or anything like that. And I have found that a lot of child-free people counter this narrative, which is a good thing, evidently, because it's clearly untrue. But the way in which they counter it is by professing that they're happy and that they're consistently happy and that they don't need a child to be happy or to know love or even a partner or anything of that nature. And they often adumbrate these long reasons of why we still have worth and we're contributing to the world, you know, whether it be caring for children in other ways, being a teacher or volunteering, things like that. But the truth is, why should we have to? Why can't some of us say, no, I'm not happy, I'm depressed most of the time, I don't like my life, I'm not satisfied with where I am or what I'm doing, I'm not this career woman who's desirous of continuously rising the corporate ladder. I don't want to be a boss babe and own my own company. I'm not trying to party, I don't live it up, I don't travel. I'm just living for me and just trying to survive and trying to contend with my own illnesses and mental proclivities that are insalubrious, just these constant thoughts and obsessions and trying to get a handle on my own self and my own life. And why should I have to say, you know, yeah, I'm totally happy, look at me, look at my amazing life, in order to prove to people that being child-free is okay, because it's okay to be unhappy. And just to add, a lot of people do believe that children give your life worth and value, that they are the meaning of life. And because of that, they ask child-free people, you know, where is the derivation of your worth coming from? And for some people it is work. They automatically assume that it's work and it's a job and it's a career, it's a vocation, it's all of those things. And for some people it is. They love what they do and it gives them value. It makes them feel good about being alive, and that's enough. But for the rest of us, it's not work. A lot of people hate work. A lot of people live in this capitalistic nightmare where they just have to work for the sake of sustaining themselves so that they can do what they like and what they love and their passion. So I don't know where my worth comes from if it's not from children or it's not from work. It's from what I love. It's the summation of everything that I am. Why does a human life have to have value from something else? Why does something else have to imbue my life with value? Why can't it be inherently there? Why do I have to say, oh, I'm a poet, that gives my life worth, that one singular thing? Like, no, it's more than that. People are more complex, the situation is more complex, life matters more than just as a list of what we've done and what we've accomplished. Additionally, it's like, yeah, I do fear kind of being alone. I don't want to be alone. I want to find a partner. Dying alone kind of does sound a little scary. To me, I do have existential crises about the possibility of getting older and having the people in my life, my family, dying prior to me and me being left on my own and not necessarily knowing what to do, and the idea of legacy and fading into obscurity after you're gone or even during the course of your life. It is frightful. It is a scary thought, even though I do believe that within a couple of generations, even if you do have kids, you'll probably be forgotten anyway, unless you're like Shakespeare or something. But regardless, it is a legitimately terrifying thought, all of these things. I want to find someone, and it's been a difficult process going on dating apps and seeing all the people that like you, that even though their profile says wants kids, and yours say no, does not want children. So it is a very difficult thing to contend with. But at the same time, regardless of my unhappiness, regardless of my loneliness, regardless of my feelings that I don't have a life that's worth anything, you know, feeling like my life doesn't necessarily have value, that I'm not contributing anything to society necessarily, and I do have inner crises about that thought, and the thought of dying alone and such like that. Yeah, but despite that, I still am not gonna have kids. I still don't want kids. It's still the actuality of who I am, because not all of us are fence sitters or people who say like, oh, if the economy was different, or if we had better policies in place to support parents and childcare, if the environment isn't what it is currently or where it's going, things of that nature, they say they would have children. I'm not that way, and a lot of people are the same. It's just a complete lack of desire that is really inexplicable and it's just ineffable. I can't describe it. I can't say why it's there or how, but the instinct, the desire, the love, the compulsion, it's zero, and it has been since I was a child. I knew, never changed my mind, and I never will. It doesn't mean that my life is perfect. It doesn't mean that I have to prove to you that I have value, because maybe I don't, and maybe I won't ever have value, and maybe I won't have anything great to contribute to society at the end. But I'm still me, and I still deserve to be here and to make my own choice. And I still think that having kids would make my life worse, even worse, because it would compound my unhappiness and compound living in a way which is incongruous with who I am and what I want. So no, I'm not a hedonistic partier who drinks and is living for the night and just living it up and being ostensibly happier than people who have kids. I'm not trying to be ostentatiously showing off my wonderful life to stick it to the people who have kids. No, I'm unhappy most of the time, but I'm still not having kids. And that is okay.